Shalom, call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And a sincere Shalom to the 144,001 Now, I remember, I don't know if it was a video I watched in middle school or I watched it on my own on YouTube, but the spirit got on me because I remembered that the Tsar Bomba, which was the largest detonated nuclear weapon to be ever detonated in history, from the Russians to Chief Prince, okay? And it shook the earth. I believe I watched a documentary about the Cold War and so on and so forth in middle school, and the spirit got on me to look it up. So as you can see, this is an AI overview. Yes, the Tsar Bomba detonation generated seismic waves equivalent to a magnitude 5 to a magnitude 5.3 earthquake, and its shockwave circled the globe 3 times, which could be felt as ground movement in a seismic wave. However, its effect on the Earth's orbit was negligible, comparable to a gnat hitting a person, because its total mass was minuscule compared to the Earth's. How the Earth was affected. The seismic waves, okay? The immense energy of the Tsar Bomba. By the way, Russia has, I think they're called Poseidon nukes, okay? Where they're twice as strong as a Tsar Bomba. And they have about, I think, 13, they can have up to 13 of those nukes in one nuclear submarine. Okay? The Tsar Bomba created seismic waves in the Earth's crust, similar to what is produced by an earthquake. The powerful blast sent a shockwave through the atmosphere that circled the globe 3 times, causing widespread damage, such as shattering windows hundreds of miles away. So guess what? These scriptures are real, all right? When all these millions and millions of missiles, these nukes, start going off, the earth is literally going to go through the greatest earthquake. It's going to shake. All right, let's go into the scriptures. Let's get Isaiah, the 24th chapter, okay? And start at verse 19. Actually, verse 18. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. How is this going to happen? All these countries are going to launch nukes, okay, on Babylon the Great and our land, all right, in the Middle East, Western Asia. The world is gonna get pelted by hundreds of millions of nuclear missiles, mainly Babylon the Great, and that's gonna lead to the earth literally being shook. The earth is gonna get shaken very bad. I mean, one Tsar Bomba caused a magnitude 5 earthquake that circled the earth 3 times. So, and the nukes now are twice as strong, 3 times. Like, they're strong. Like, the Tsar Bomba is not the most powerful nuke anymore. It's the most powerful nuke ever detonated. But guess what? There's nukes stronger. So guess what? Imagine 10 nukes. Imagine a Tezar bomba times 20. What do you think that's going to do to the earth? This is the weapon of the Lord. Okay. Verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. So guess what? You Edomites are going to be taken out of power. You heathens are going to be taken out of power, and the Israelites is going to rule the earth in righteousness forever. And these nukes is the send-off of you devils. Okay? Live by the sword, die by the sword. These nukes is going to be you Edomites send-off. Let's go to Revelations 6. And Revelations, the 6th chapter, and verse 14. Verse 13. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. Now, is this literally talking about the stars you see in the sky? No. You got to understand that John, when he was seeing these visions, when he saw what he saw was the nukes, the what is it called? The part of the nuke that sends the warhead. I forget what it's called, but it's the body. Kind of looks like how the rocket ships look. Because when a nuke gets sends off, of course, you see the big old cylinder piece. That's not the nuke. The nuke is at the top. It's like a cone, little cone shape at the top. So what happens is that the big cylinder piece of the missile that you see, typically called an ICBM, what happens is that launches the nuke. That's where the fuel and the propulsion comes from. And then once the nuke gets to a certain part of orbit in the atmosphere in the heavens, once it's, reaches the GPS location, then it cuts off. It releases. So the cone part releases from the cylinder part, and then you could either have several nukes in that cone or one big nuke in the cone. All right. So what John was seeing was the nukes, the ICBMs flying in the sky, which look like stars, right? Because it looks like a bright light falling down on the sky. Go look at videos of missiles, Russia launching. Actually, I'll post a clip, a short of the Russia showing off the ICBMs. It literally looks like a star falling out from the heavens. Okay, and it looks I'm gonna be honest, it looks divine. All right, it doesn't look like something a human being should have the power over, man. It looks very heavenly. It looks very out of this world. The ICBMs when they're in action. Okay, I'm gonna read Revelation 6 and 13. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So John the Revelator is explaining the best he can of these missiles, these nukes, falling on the earth, hitting Babylon the Great. Verse 14, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. So mountains are going to get busted down. I mean, it's going to be massive earthquakes. The earthquakes are going to be so, because remember, the Tezar bomba caused a global earthquake that circled the earth three times. So imagine 20 nukes, and each nuke is twice as strong as a Tezar bomba. That's 60. That's like 60 Tezar bombas hitting the earth. Imagine just 20. Now, as it is written, it's going to be 200 million nukes, which is insanity, but it's going to be 200 million nukes hitting Babylon the Great. That's how much. That's the wrath. That's how much wrath and indignation Yahweh has for this place, man. He's really going to go above and beyond with these Edomites and these heathen to take out Babylon the Great. All right, he opened up his armory to these nations, because a nukes, radiation, and all that. That's still a natural occurring thing. All right, radon, or whatever. That's a natural element. All right. It's not something a human created from thin air. That was a natural thing on Earth. Esau just figured out how to tweak it to make it into a weapon because the Most High opened his mind to it. And these islands are going to be what? Pushed away. I mean, think about it. You're going to have one of the most, not one of the most insane earthquake that the earth will ever experience. And you have an island like Cuba or the islands in the Philippines and whatnot. They're going to be broken up. They're going to be pushed, sunken, moved out of place because it's going to be disastrous. All right. This is Isaiah 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. So the Most High created these nukes, man. And you know, people think the scriptures is fake. All right, you're first and foremost, if you don't believe in the scriptures, the Most High is going to put you to death. Okay, and the judgment that is coming is going to be brutal. You're going to see people out here getting put to death in the most gruesome ways known to man. Okay, it's going to be disastrous. This is Malachi 4 and 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So guess what? Judgment, these nukes are judgment for the wicked and the proud. And the only one that should be proud is Yahweh at the end of the day, man. But guess what? These nations are going to be lifted up. Like Esau's been lifted up. These nations are being lifted up. Went over how Pakistan got nukes and so on and so forth. All these countries got nukes. North Korea got nukes. North Korea is going to launch nukes on this place. China, Russia, France, what else? UK, think so. The UK got nukes. You know, Pakistan, India, they're gonna shoot them nukes on this place, man. Let's go to Isaiah 34 and verse 4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their host shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So Isaiah, John, all right, Revelations, John that wrote the Revelations, they all saw the same thing, and they're explaining it very similarly. What did they see? They saw these nukes in the silos being launched from these trucks, these nuclear submarines, these silos and warships and silos on military bases. They saw these nukes being launched from all these different places to come and pelt Babylon the Great. Okay, that's what they're explaining. They saw it, and of course they didn't know. Howard didn't tell them, okay, that is called an ICBM. Okay, that's an ICBM. It's a nuclear missile. And no, they just saw it. All right, they just saw a very large sword-like looking device with fire coming out of its butt. All right, and the warhead detaching from the cylinder. You know, that's what they saw. Verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, which is the Edomites. All right, that's Greek for Edom, Idumea. And upon the people of my curse to judgment. So these nukes are put into place for judgment against you Edomites. Now let's end this. Let's end this in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, and verse 12. Looking for, actually verse 11. Actually, verse 10. But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. Okay? So the Most High Yahweh has his elect. And guess what? The elect are going to be, that's in Babylon the Great, is going to get beamed up before the nukes pelt this place and shake the earth. All right? No elect is going to be on the earth when these nukes make the earth quake. All right? Otto One Russell's eyes is edifying. Shalom.